The following program is for adult audiences only.
Time to open up some whoop ass.
Turn the volume up, they can hear from hell. Everyone's ready, so let's ring the bell. Ding, 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 let's start the clock. HCW, yeah, we're bumping chops.
Welcome back to HCW's Bumping Chops, where the chops hurt and the words mean nothing. I'm your host, Billy Simmons, co-owner of Heartland Championship Wrestling. Joining alongside me is my co-host and good friend, Bobby Casey.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Bumping Chops. I'm not sure exactly... Oh. Now I feel like Billy.
Yeah, haha.
Anyways, thanks for joining us for another episode. I'm not sure exactly what number. Pause. Sorry.
Okay, I'm coming right now, so just go ahead and go in there. You'll be fine for a few minutes. I had to stop at Walmart because I needed something.
All right. A drink?
No.
Well, you're on the podcast, so.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't say anything.
Right?
All right.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Not sure exactly what episode this is, but that is my first. That's Jamie's first episode that she's ever been on any of my podcasts. So.
Is this 21?
No, I think. No, is it? No, I think it's 22. It's got to be. Let's just check real quick. That way we can kind of knock that out of the park.
I thought
right?
this was your job, Bobby.
Dude, I'm so proud this week. Bumping Chops. Switch. No, don't switch. Come on. Your videos. Bumping 22 this is going to be. So
right.
with old Big Dickies Richards was 21.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Old Dickie Richards.
But no, Bumping Chops is proudly presented to you by the Chubby Buddy Studio. So if you like Bumping Chops or listen to Bumping Chops, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. And also follow the Chubby Buddy Studio on Facebook for all updates for all future episodes.
And to get the latest information about HCW, follow us at hcwlive 23 on all social platforms. That is HCW Live 23. And I think right now we're doing a big giveaway, ticket giveaway for our X. So follow us on X. Once we hit a certain amount of people on there, we're going to give some tickets away to one of the shows. So like, subscribe there too, if you would.
And I believe they're also doing another giveaway with Calling All Sassholes. Is that right?
I believe so. I think Calling All Sassholes gets with our photographer, Mason, who, if you haven't seen his pictures, you're missing out because he's top-notch, great, does good work.
That is a fact. But this week's episode, it's going to be not too long. We're not going to make it too long. We promise.
That's right. We're going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. And I know we're talking about legacy, but in the same stance, 2 hours is too long. I can't do that.
Well, we have done that.
I know. Whose fault's that?
I don't know. That's
probably yours. I thought you were the host.
I think it's our guest.
Oh, shit. Maybe.
I mean,
well, what about our guest?
This week's guest is, do you want to do the honor of this one? Because,
no,
there's no way, because Josh tried to do something when we had this guest on Chubby Buddies, right?
Okay.
And I was trying to reword it to where it didn't sound weird. There's no way to sound, for a tall glass of water.
Oh, my.
And Josh had said something weird along the lines of that. I was like, no, that didn't even sound right coming out of your mouth.
Oh, man.
But no, why don't you do the honors?
Listen, this is the Spitfire, the ex-Sunflower champion, the one and only, as my shirt says, Mindy Grace. What's up, kid?
Nothing much. Had a long day of work on base, and I am happy to be on Bumping Chops finally.
Finally.
Had to do it after I lost my title. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Who knows? I know you're a fighter, so, I'm sure at some point you're going to want your hands back on that title. So,
Oh, for sure.
You keep reaching and going. So, how's things been, kid? I know that you've dealt with a lot of stuff with Seventh Seal and your fiance, Chance Kerrigan and Blade. But let's go a little past that. We'll get into that with Legacy. But let's talk about you personally. You just came back from a big training session for the military. Did you promote?
No, so I won't be eligible to promote until October of this year.
Gotcha.
I am currently a senior airman, so I will be promoting to a staff sergeant role. But I went to Airman Leadership School in Knoxville, Tennessee, and that was about 5 to 6 weeks of classroom work. So that was fun.
Was it nice getting to see the country over there, though?
Oh, yeah. I've been there once when I was younger. Got to go to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
Nice.
Didn't get to do a lot of super fun stuff, but I was still like with my group or my class, and we got to do some volunteer stuff and got to eat out a couple of times.
Nice. Heck yeah. So, how long you been in the military now?
I enlisted July of 21.
Years coming up on.
That's Bonnie playing with the toy. So it'll be 4 years in July.
Nice.
So
good decision. Still enjoy it.
I still enjoy it.
It seems like you do.
I love my team that we have. We're still getting new airmen in. Feels like almost every month.
Are you active duty or are you just...
I'm Air National Guard.
Oh, okay. So you're for the state. And that's what that is, right?
But right now I am a temporary technician where I do work on base full time, but only for like a certain period of time. Like I'm on a contract really, and I'm on that contract until the end of September.
So how does that work? So when your contract's up, then you can bid into a different role, or how does that go? Like, what is it? What's that about?
So right now it's within my job, within services. And services is mortuary affairs, lodging, training readiness, food, and fitness.
Gotcha.
So I get to deal with a lot of the production logs and everything like that for drill weekends whenever we cook. But when that contract is close to coming up, I can decide if I want to extend or if I just want to go ahead and not really terminate the contract, but well, yeah, I guess terminate it. I don't know.
Gotcha. So you get that option if you want to extend it or if you want to end it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Mindy. Like how long you been wrestling, when you started training, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that you trained under me. But give us a little bit about your background, your upbringing, who Mindy Grace is.
So I started wrestling actually a couple months after Chance because he was having troubles with his car, and I ended up just coming to a practice one day, and you're like, "Hey kid, want to come in and do some bumps?" And I was like, "Why not?" Freaking get in, do a couple, and right away I'm like, "This is fun." Because when I moved to Wichita, I needed something to do because my horses were about an hour away. Right. And now I drive an hour to come practice for wrestling and all that. But it's been fun. I enjoy it. Had to take 3 months off because I had to go to BMT and tech school for the military. Came back, jumped right into it in June of 22. And yeah, was still figuring out. What was that?
Has it been going since?
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. It's
How
been
does
like
that happen? You go from small town Kansas to horseback to military to like pro wrestling probably wasn't even in your vocabulary, right?
no, it wasn't. Because it wasn't until I started dating Chance that I really got into wrestling. Because I was one of those
Like, what about
people
your
who-
parents?
Nope.
That was
Like it was, and she kind of said how it was. I remember when she first showed up, showed up with Chance. I think she showed up once, and I getting to know her a little bit, but she kept showing up because she kept coming up with Chance. Finally, I was like, kid, you can just get in the ring and bump and see if you like it.
yeah. You try that
'Cause
with
he talked to-
everybody.
well, of course.
He's always done that with everybody.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
he brings some people.
Listen, I love this business, and the more people that I can get dedicated to it to extend its future, the more I will. So.
More power to you. I just was like, you do that to everybody though.
So grew up on a farm in small town Kansas.
Roxbury. Well,
Yeah,
close to Roxbury.
I'd never even
we were
heard of
about a
Roxbury until I
mile.
met her.
yeah.
Never even heard of Roxbury.
How many horses you got?
We have 4.
Nice.
We have 2 quarter horses, a Tennessee Walker, and an Appaloosa who is now in his 30s.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My mom is fighting to
How
keep him
old is
going.
that? Like, is that
Yeah.
like what is that for horse years? Is that like dog years? Like, do they do that?
I think it's close to that, but I'm not too sure.
Holy
I think it's
crap.
close to dog
So
years.
that horse is older than you.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap!
Well, it's older than her in general,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
just human years.
Well, no, I think it's. Didn't you say it was 30 years in human years?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
older than her in general.
Jeez. I do know that, like, when she was on with Josh and I, when she, I think it was, you were actually going up for your first, it was the match against, was it before Sydney? Oh, it was right before when Dick pulled you of the title match in that show.
Dang, was
when
it
you were
really?
on. Yeah. Dick pulled you of that title match and made Sydney wrestle Heidi for it again.
Ooh,
He pulled you from it.
dang. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how long it's been. But me and Josh were talking about like we should join her out at her farm and like the Chubby Buddies on horseback or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
remember that.
Oh my.
Sorry,
My only word out of that vocabulary is whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. For sure.
As long
So,
as you know that word, then you're good.
Right? I'm not a big horse fan. I made sure I said horse fan.
Horse fan.
Yeah.
Like
I like them. They're pretty, but I think when I was young, like my mom tried to ride one at my grandma's house, and the horse bucked and threw me off. And since then, I won't get on the damn things.
I've never
Plus,
been a
I'm
fan of
always like, how would I feel if my big ass climbed on top of them poor
That's how my
horses?
dad feels.
Yeah,
That's how my dad feels.
like them poor horses. Like I don't want to get my big ass on top of them. Them poor things.
Like the idea of horseback riding is awesome to me, but
Yeah.
once you do it, you're like, nah, this ain't for me. Like I did it as the Reign of Hopes, like for a few years, like with the, I think it's like kids with like learning disabilities and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Awesome. Well, so Mindy, we're gonna break down Legacy, and evidently my birthday celebration afterwards was a little wilder than I even remember. But it was a lot of good fun times. But let's get into this show.
I had a couple questions for her before we get into it. When you're training for wrestling, I just want to know because you're like probably the newest female wrestler at HCW. Is that right?
Yeah.
That you've had? And probably one of the newer wrestlers coming up outside of maybe Gavin Bush, I would say. I don't know how true that is, but
yeah, the Seventh Seal, both of
Okay.
Maverick and Jekyll are still pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Mindy actually, her and Chance both show up and help with training. So like they get their hands in with a lot of these younger kids coming up, both her and Chance. So it helps grow.
But I think this will actually go pretty well. Like, what was your biggest fear, like trying wrestling?
Ooh.
I think the injuries, because when I was gone at BMT, that first or second week, I got a letter from Chance saying that he tore his ACL.
That's true.
And by letter, you mean like text message, right?
No.
Oh, you were like talking like
paper
letter. Oh, wow.
Yeah. We can't have our phones at BMT.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we can't have our
You don't
phones
hear
at
that very
BMT. Like we were able to get them like one time a week maybe and do like 1 or 2 phone calls, and then that was it.
Look at my dude out there writing letters to his girl, man. Good job, Chance Kerrigan.
You don't hear about people under the age of 37 writing letters.
That's true, but look at it, kid doing good stuff.
Do you still have the letters? That's the question.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I have
That's awesome.
all of them. My mom would send me pictures on this Sandbox app, and she would send me pictures of Chance and like the horses and the dogs and everything.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at my notes because I had some notes in my hand.
What else you got?
Okay, so let's rewind to when you debuted from wrestling. So take that mindset, and now up to today, you've at least held 2 belts. Is that correct?
Yes.
You've held 2 belts. Now, when you're going from your debuting spot to holding 2 belts and where you are now, I guess what has been the biggest eye-opening thing for you?
Gosh, I don't even know.
I guess what's it feel like to be a pro wrestler, to call yourself a pro wrestler?
I like to brag about it for sure, because my team and squadron on base, I talk about it all the time, and they're like, "Oh, make sure you bring your title to drill weekend." And they were saying I should have brought the Sunflower title to ALS with me. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I don't want it to get lost in like luggage or anything like that on the plane. It's like, no. I'll show pictures. I'm not bringing it with me.
Do you still have the belt from Oklahoma? Are you still the title holder?
No.
She lost that too.
That is Shooter Shylin.
It's a good worker.
Mm-hmm.
Shylin's a good worker. That's no you can hang your hat on. She's a good worker, so to lose to Shylin's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the 2 that I had, and then I guess when we get into your match, I've got one other one that's actually been submitted. So there you go.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. All right. So with that being said, I think we'll transition now over to talking about legacy, breaking that thing down, and kind of going from there. So what we got first on the agenda was the 8-man tag between the tag champs ACFC, so Austin Reddick and T2G. And they joined forces with No Coast Yakuza in the form of Remington Roar and Cutthroat Chris Vale against the Coda brand. And the Coda brand has made it known from the jump that they are out for gold. And they went right after the tag champs and, kind of banged up Only Friends in the midst of going after the tag champs. But this 8-man tag was a great VIP opener. I think it went like 17 minutes. And ACSC and No Coast Yakuza come out on top and still running strong at the top of the tag division.
That 17 minutes felt like it was like 37 minutes. It was a lot. There was a lot going on. It was a lot of, I guess, activity in the ring. Not just activity in the ring, but with the crowd too. I mean, that VIP crowd shows up on point. Like,
hot,
that's
ready
why
to
they're
go.
the HCW faithful.
Yeah.
So I guess before we start talking about the next match, in one word, Mindy and Billy, how would you describe Legacy 2?
Oh, one word? Epic.
Epic.
Exhilarating.
Exhilarating. Ooh, we're getting into the longer words of the dictionary. So I didn't have an exact word because I think that from my point of view, it's hard to actually manage this. But like what I would say, Billy's brother Josh said that this was the greatest live show Wichita's ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Now I told him that you're a very humble human being, and I don't think that you would agree only because of how long wrestling's been around in Wichita, and that's the only reason why you would say that. But he says for a live event. For probably independent wrestling. I mean, you got WWE, WWF that's been coming in there. WCW used to come in on Thursdays, stuff like that. That's the only reason I disagreed with him. But for independents, I would say that's 100% a fact.
You know, I think we put together a great card. I'll give people their flowers. World Class when they were up and running ran fantastic shows. Some great shows there in Wichita. World Class ran. So I don't know if it's the best live show ever, but I'm honored and feel good that people feel like it's at least up there.
Mine isn't 2 words. Mine is 2 words, not just one. Perfectionately timed. Like it was very well put out, very well thought out, and the way you put those matches, just the way that you were able to time the matches and where they were at in the lineup, just that little much made it that much better.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the energy in the room, I think. That's the way that I was able to feel it.
Yeah, and our crowd comes live and active every time. Like, they're fantastic. Wichita treats us very well. They're super loud for us. I'm a numbers guy, so I still want them numbers to come up, but I wouldn't trade 500 just normal people for the Wichita crowd we have right now.
He would trade them for them bullhorns, though, wouldn't he?
Listen, if you listen to the podcast, don't bring air horns to HCW.
Those were
this is all on him, though. This is all on him. It
hurt our video footage, honestly, because that's all you could hear every 2 to 3 minutes was.
Yeah.
And then I get it, the kids have fun with them, but good Lord, I love y'all, but please don't bring air horns to my shows no more.
Yeah.
But like I said, we had Jackie and Jay on. He's the one that brought it up then. He's like, at least nobody's brought an air horn yet. And what do you know? I may be off key with this episode, but he was off key with that episode. So
I'm not talking to you right now, Bobby. Mindy, how you been? Did you think the show was good?
I think the show was really good.
Epic.
First match maybe went a little too long, but that's okay.
Match 1 or VIP?
Match 1.
What was match 1?
Match
1 was
match.
the ladder match.
Was the 6-man ladder match.
To be fair,
it is a
ladder matches in themselves take a while.
Oh, I know.
And I hate that word. I'm gonna beat you.
I know.
I'm gonna make you run next time you're at training.
Hey, I'm still healing.
Episode 2, Billy's least favorite words are "I know." Then why the hell did you do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so them 6-man ladder matches, they take time to really tell good stories, and the people involved in that were telling good stories. So I understood that it went a while. It did go over, which threw things just a little behind, but I got professionals out there. We knew Legacy would go long anyways.
Yeah.
And as I told our crowd, hydrate now because you're gonna need it by the time the show's over.
But yeah, like you said, length. I think if you would have went shorter, I think it would have still been fine. But anything under I don't know, what was the length of that? Probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Of what, the ladder match?
Yeah, that ladder match.
I think it was about 20.
32.
Was it 32?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you were under 20, I don't think you would have got across what you were trying to get across. I think that was.
I don't disagree. It takes time to get things set up. It takes time to tell the stories they're telling in there. And if I rush it and it doesn't tell the stories that I want, then it doesn't do us no good in the future. So, yeah, staying on time is very, very important, especially when you're doing TV or live. But special show, special occasion. So wasn't upset about it. I was super shocked in the fact that Dick Richards turned his back on Bruisador, and Hector De Oro became the new Heartland champion. Really throws a wrench in the empire that I thought was crumbling anyways. And now kind of Dickie just kind of threw my thought process into overdrive because if I was Bruisador, I'd be pretty pissed off that I could be the HCW champion right now and Dickie take that away.
And we recorded with him 2 days before Legacy took place. So he sort of hinted at like Hector was where he needed him to be.
True. That he did. And I would be curious to hear Hector De Oro's thoughts on Dickie screwing Bruisador over for him to be the champ, or if he doesn't care because he's the champ. So it'd be interesting to hear those thoughts. But either way, we have a new Heartland champion, and his name is Hector De Oro, and he sits at the top of the mountain. But it wasn't long before the music that everybody loves hit. And the illustrious Ray Leon made his way to the ring to announce that he is healed and he is back. And come June, he is after what is rightfully his, and that is that Heartland Championship.
Ooh, do we have a match announcement?
We do have the main event for June 14th.
River
City will be Hector De Oro versus the illustrious Ray Leon for the HCW title.
Wow. That's like, if you think that that's too soon, I wonder, like, I don't think you've been at Heartland long enough.
True. Like if people look and they're like, well, why does Ray just get to automatically walk in and get a title opportunity? Listen, this man won that belt inside a steel cage, only to finish that match hurt and win that belt, to have to be stripped of it. Who else should get the number one shot? I think it's Ray Leon. What do you think, Mindy?
I think he deserves to have a chance to get that title back because he got hurt at the beginning of the match. He went through that whole match hurt. And he showed his heart. He showed his passion, his drive. Like, he's the epitome of HCW. So I truly think he deserves to have that title shot and get that title back.
Yeah, I think the fans are right there with you that they would feel the same way. Like, if anyone gets that first opportunity, it should be Ray. And
if not Ray, then who? To
what better group than the group that kicked him out after he put everything into them? So
right.
I think it tells a good full story, and the illustrious Ray Leon back at HCW is only good for business.
And I heard nothing but positive things about the camera view of how that
oh my gosh
panned out. Like, everybody in the back was like, lift the camera up, and nobody would do it, and then all of a sudden, boom. It was like perfectly well timed. Yeah. So I mean, I think it went over perfectly well.
Yeah, I did not understand what they were doing at first, and I'm in the back going, what the fuck are they doing right now?
Yeah.
And then it came up right where it needed to be, and I was like, all right, like, that was a good call, I guess.
But match one was the for the Heartland title. Moving on to match two, a singles match with a debuting Leo Fox versus the one and only Drake Gallows.
I will say it until he retires. Drake Gallows is one of the best independent wrestlers in this area, bar none. He just is. He's good. He's Anybody that's in the ring with him, he advances them. He makes them, he's willing to work with almost anybody. And that's my buddy. So he came out, and Leo Fox is no slouch. I've watched Leo come up in this business from right when he started, and he got injured and went into commentary, and the kid's always been super respectful, super humble. I feel like that's one of my kids also. And then watch what all he's doing with EC3 and the NWA, and as much stuff as he's doing, and where he came from being military, and the injuries he suffered, to fighting back through all the things he's fought back to become the person he is today. Leo Fox is a great human being. And him and Drake had a fun match.
Oh, yeah.
But Drake, with his knowledge, pulled out that victory and climbs even further up the top for HCW.
Anytime I hear Leo Fox or see Leo Fox, all I'm going to see is the independent version of Batista. That is a massive name. I mean, I was like, who is this dude? Like, his picture serves him no justice. Like, when you debut the matches or whatever, I was like, that is not the same picture that he was. Like, this is probably 3 or 4 years old. But no, like you said, Drake Gallows did go over as usual. Well, so he claims Drake goes over. Moving into match 3 for a six-man tag match.
Correct.
The Seventh Seal versus Only Friends with the debuting gentleman. What was his name again? I didn't write that down.
Shane Sanders.
And that was a big deal with Stormy making a phone call to him. Am I right? Why don't you give us kind of the back end of that, like how that all, and I guess, came untwined. So
Shane Sanders has been around the wrestling business for quite a while. And he used to help me train all the students at the Bears Den. I think Mindy and Grace and
Mindy and Grace.
Mindy and Chance and Ray and some of those kids got to be involved with some of Shane's training. And Shane stepped away. He had moved away to better life for his family. And I had gotten a phone call that he might be interested in coming back. And Stormy made that second phone call saying, "Hey, I need you back." And Shane answered and showed up ready to fight like Shane does. They call him the blue collar brawler for a reason, because he's a welder by trade, so he's always working. And hard work at that, and then comes to the ring. And
I think that's why I didn't remember his name, because he didn't want to be called Shane. He wanted to be called the Blue Collar Brawler.
Correct.
So,
and then Grace, you got to train with Shane a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your dealings with Shane Sanders.
It was definitely fun. I do feel bad because I know Stormy got a whole lot of hardship, or the tougher side of Shane. But gosh, the comment he made when I first started was hilarious. You don't have to.
I don't remember. What is it?
He was like, "Chance, I'm sorry, man, but she's got a nice chest." Like, because I think we were learning clotheslines that day.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that, like, he was like, "Focus up here,
right?
Not here,"
right?
Because that hurts when it's down there.
Listen, like, you've been in enough trainings with me. We've gone through enough youngsters that, when we're teaching those clothesline, you're teaching them to aim in a certain area. And then when they get in there, because I don't train my females any different than I train my guys. Grace went through the same training that every male wrestler goes through. So she took the same abuse, same clothesline, same chops, same everything. Same with Stormy, same with Nabira,
Morgan.
same with Morgan. Like, those girls don't get trained as, oh, well, they're girls. They get trained as wrestlers. But in the same sense, like I understand, like don't hit them in the fucking nipples. Like you have an area to hit. Like you make sure you're on point because fuck, you don't want to get kicked in the balls. Like fucking don't hit.
And let's be fair, no guy wants to be hitting the nipple either. It's not comfortable.
That's facts.
I mean,
like, it sucks.
Nipples are nipples. It's not different on a woman versus a man. I mean, I'm sure there's more sensitivity involved, but a nipple is a nipple.
Right. So, you know, you work to do, you teach those little things. So, you know, do what you got to do.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But only friends. Oh, did you have anything else to add about Shane before we move on?
I missed him. Like, I only knew him for a short amount of time before he moved, but because I think he moved while I was at BMT. But
I think
he is a phenomenal guy. He's a great wrestler, and I hope that we get to see him again soon.
Well, that match ended in victoriously for the returning Shane and Only Friends taking that W. A very good match, I think. Very well coordinated, given that extra person for a tag team. But I asked Drake in the back, "What's your least favorite match?" And he said tag team. And only because he said that it's so unpredictable that like it's hard to do. But that one, it seemed very well organized. I don't know how you feel.
It was a good match. It was well thought out. Listen, Stormy's coming out of her comfort level on some things. When they yeeted her out of the ring, I was like, holy shit, I didn't think she would do that. But she did, and I was proud of her. I was also proud of the kids. They stepped up in a pretty big spot and listened and did pretty well. There was a few things here and there that we talked about, but at the end of the day, I was super proud of that match and thought that everybody in it worked hard and absolutely loved getting to see my friend Shane Sanders back. So we'll get him back down to HCW at some point, I'm sure.
Awesome. But like I told you before, me and Josh kind of went over kind of what we felt about the show in the last episode of Chubby Buddies. That being said, our match number 4, I gave that one our best finish. So what we did was we said our favorite, I guess the best match overall, best finish of a match, and most surprising.
Okay.
This was my favorite finish, like just because of like it was very unpredictable, like it was just out of nowhere, perfectly timed, and very much, I guess, justified, if that makes sense. So match number 4 was a singles match, Mr. Gavin Bush versus the only realist Calvin Aldridge.
Such a fun match. Like, Mindy, you've been in there with Gavin a time or two. What'd you think? Did you get a chance to watch that one, or were you preparing still?
I was still preparing, but I kind of went back today and I watched.
Nice! You went and watched the show.
It. Yeah.
Nice.
Because I wanted to come informed. I didn't want to come on here and be like, I was preparing. Of course, I didn't want to. No, but Gavin, gosh, I feel like everybody's talking good things about him. He's only a year in, less than a year.
He's super young.
And he's already doing great. He was able to get over as a heel from the fans, and he's really rocking it. He's a good worker. He listens very well. And Billy, you need to get me in a match with him again soon.
Man, like I think that would be fun. I really do think that would be fun. Gavin's a good little worker. And you're right. A lot of people are talking about him. It's because... And here's the thing. If Gavin was as good as he is, but wasn't the kid that he is, he wouldn't be being talked about as much.
Yeah,
that makes
sense.
True.
He is such a good kid.
Yeah, he shows up to work every day. He, even since he started being in shows, he still is at training every time. Hardly ever misses. Matter of fact, he messaged, or like he told me at training this week, hey man, I'm sorry I'm going to miss next week's training. And I'm like, you're all right, kid. Like I get it. But he felt bad that he was going to miss. So
yeah,
that says a lot about his character, about his drive to be in some of those top spots, and so I think a match between you and him would be really fun.
Yeah. He also needs to get out more. Now that he's getting further into his career, he needs to start traveling.
I don't disagree. Maybe one of those things where I need to throw him a challenge on working some different states. But
sounds like we need to get him on here and challenge him.
I'll get him on here. There's some people that, been a little longer that I haven't got on yet. So if I'd have brought Gavin on before Grace, she might have choked me out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And like we've established before, you're fairly new, I guess, with wrestling in general. And I made this statement. Billy's half agreed with me because he calls him half this and half that. I get a lot of Razor Ramon out of Gavin Bush. He thinks it's Razor Ramon mixed with Ric Flair. Is that right? Go back and watch just the way that Razor Ramon comes out with his entrance, and don't tell me that you can't see a little bit of Gavin in there without a mirror, of course. Just go check it out.
But
that I don't disagree. In the back, I'm watching this match, and that finish was fantastic. It was one of those that you fucking laugh at, and it makes sense, and it just told a great story. And both those young men are very talented and got a super promising career ahead of them both.
Yeah.
Everybody's reaction in the back to that finish was just perfection. Like, everybody's
it was good.
That's why I gave it finish of the evening. Not because of it playing favorites, but just because of how I didn't expect that. Like, I don't think anybody in the crowd expected that, and they were like, it was just, bravo, Calvin, for selling that very well.
I agree. So,
Calvin did go over, by the way. So moving on to another title match, right before intermission, match number 5. This was just a straight out street fight, a straight out street fight. And I get a lot of brother sister vibes, but I think this third and final match, I think turned into a little bit more than that. This was more like hated brother and sister at this point. Mr. Kit Reaver took on Heidi Howitzer for the Out of Luck title.
Listen, that Outlook title, since it's come in form, has been really sought after, really fought over. Kit Reaver says that's his belt, and Heidi took it from him just for this match to take place. And it was supposed to be a strap match, but it was the most unique strap match that I think I've ever watched.
It kind of turned into what's kind of
just a street fight without just being strapped to each other, I guess.
Yeah, well, because I asked him, I said, I let him look at the card, make sure that this is what he wanted me to say, just as I always do usually. And he goes, oh, no, this is for one fall. I was like, a strap match for one fall? And everybody's like, all right.
Huh.
It was unique, and I think that was so much going on as there was, like they were just trying to turn it up the best as they could. But fuck those skewers.
F the staplers too.
Nah, they're not. Staplers are bad.
Freaking
staplers aren't horrible. Them skewers, no.
Kit
I had
went up to my dad.
Huh?
Kit went up to my dad during the match, and he took one of his pens out of his overalls and started writing something on his arm. And he was like, don't do that.
That's crazy.
He was trying to sign it or something.
F everything about that. F the skewers, F the staples, F the chairs at the end, because that was just, no. My sciatic went like, oh, no.
But good match. Kit Reaver came out victorious and back to the Out of Luck title. You know, I haven't seen that title cashed in yet.
The last time it was cashed in was when Dickie took it from Hector.
Yeah, everybody keeps challenging for it, so it'd be interesting to see if maybe
title now.
Yeah, say to see if anyone actually if Kit uses that to cash it in or what.
He said he would do it strategically if he does.
He did say he would do strategically, but Per all talks, Kit Reaver said that's his belt. So we'll see. We'll see what's up next for the Out of Luck title.
Sounds good. Right after intermission, we started the action right up with, I think a lot of people anticipated this match just because of the names that were like tied to it.
Okay.
Kane Carter versus Camaro Jackson. Why not have that? Like, why not just have that in your show? I think that's like, it's just like the topping on the cake right before the cherry. Like that's how it felt.
It was legacy, and both those men are like, if you're not booking Camaro Jackson or Kane Carter, you
What
might
are you
need
doing?
to think about it. Yeah, like I agree. Like, both of those guys are top-notch athletes. They bust their ass. They're dedicated to their craft. And if you want to go watch a good match, go pull that match up and watch it again, because it was really good. I think our photographer Mason got a telltale picture, and Kane was chopping Camaro, and he chopped him so hard you could see the indention in Camaro's chest. And Camaro, like, if you know Camaro Jackson, he is not a fat guy. He is fucking stacked.
Brute.
Yeah.
And that chop was on point. So, fantastic match. And to everybody's surprise, Kane Carter came out victory with the victory. And where does that put Kane in the title picture? I mean, there's some belts out there that he might be having his eyes on. He's messaged me a couple times and said, look, I think I've proven myself, and now I just topped one of the biggest stars, and I think I'm in line for something.
Well, so. me and you, we don't talk about matches coming up. We never do. We always talk about them at the show. We don't talk about like what could happen or what should happen. But I will say this. Josh gave this match of the evening.
Okay.
Just because of the technicality and all that stuff. And I mean, fairly so, I think. I mean, just because the names, it's also the wrestling. Like the names carry a lot of weight, just like yours does. Mm-hmm. So, but we just asked ourselves, like, have we seen anybody cash in that Out of Luck title? I mean, I wonder if Kane's going to go after that Out of Luck title and maybe cash it in for something that he really wants. But that's just an opinion.
That's a good opinion. Yeah. What about you? Heidi just won that Out of Luck title. You lost your title. Maybe Out of Luck title?
We'll see. Who knows? Who knows if after this match, well, I guess not match, show, I'm kind of doing something. Might show up and say a few words, but who knows what's going to happen, because I'm planning for the wedding. So
busy
lady.
Still haven't got an invite.
But Kane Carter, huge victory. But let's talk about after the match. After the match, Kane locked that crossface back on to Camaro. And then Leo Fox hit the ring.
Did he ever let go, actually?
Yeah, he had let go and then put it right back on him.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Leo Fox hit the ring, kind of scurried off Kane Carter, and helped Camaro to his feet, only to turn on him, only to like
disrespected him.
I feel the same way. I feel like this man just went out and he fought his ass off and he lost. And then you come out, act like you're going to help him just to turn on him again. What does that do to someone's psyche?
Well, Camaro's psyche, I don't think he's got one. I think it just pisses him off. Like, psyche, I think it's just another, I mean, I don't know Leo Fox, but the looks are deceiving, okay? He's, like I said, he reminds me a lot of Batista, all right? But Camaro, like, it's all in his head. He's Goggins in it, if that makes sense to you. I don't know if you know who David Goggins is.
But I'll tell you this. So afterwards, I talked to Camaro Jackson.
Oh.
And Camaro said, Billy, look, I don't care about no titles right now. I don't care about where my status is right now. The only thing I care about is getting my hands on Leo Fox. And Camaro, I'll tell you right here, that match has been granted also. So on June 14th, you will see Camaro Jackson versus Leo Fox one-on-one, where Camaro Jackson gets his revenge in the scandalous actions of Leo Fox.
Any
Hell
special
yeah.
stipulations?
Yeah, Camaro just wants one-on-one in there. He wants to show Leo Fox why they call him the Grand Regent. And I'm excited for it. Two current NWA wrestlers at HCW going one-on-one is going to be huge.
Calls for a great match.
He might be called the Grand Regent, but that's American Muscle right there to me. I don't care
American
what you say.
made.
I don't disagree. American Muscle,
Made,
Camaro
American Muscle.
Jackson.
Yeah.
American Made, that's a good one too, Mindy.
No, I'm not familiar with the Grand Regent, the car. I mean, I'm assuming it's a lot like the Regal, a big old long boat, which that dude's not small at all. But like you said, Camaro fell short of that, losing to King Carter. But I think that match could have gone either way. Whether or not somebody held a submission longer than they should have, or anything that came out, that match could have went either way the entire night.
And I don't disagree, and I don't think our fans disagree too. Like you heard some King Carter cheers, and King Carter's kind of in that unique area where he does bad stuff, but the crowd just likes him.
His fans wear "Fuck King Carter" shirts. Come on.
Yeah. So, sometimes you fall into that things where no matter what you do, you'll have people that love you, and Kane's good enough where there's a lot of people that love him.
Yeah.
I agree. But like I said, King Carter versus Camaro Jackson was, I believe, the frosting on the cupcake of which was Legacy. Let's get to the sprinkles.
Okay.
All right? Let's get to the sprinkles. Not the greatest part, but just right before the greatest part. I'm just saying, not saying that not your match. I'm saying the placement of the show. Your guys' match. Cameron Burnett made a return after 8 months of being gone, only to, I guess, what was expected? What was expected, do you think, from all the fans that were not even expecting her to show up?
Well, and I think when Cameron made that post that she would be back and that her eyes were on that Sunflower title and on Mindy here that she was going to show up to fight. And, Mindy, I know you've went through quite a bit with the Blade and Chance stuff. So was your head fully in that match? Like what was your thoughts in going into Cameron Burnett challenging you for Legacy, for your belt, everything you had going on leading up to that, and then the match itself?
Airman Leadership School had happened right before Cameron had posted that promo or video. And I was all for it. And the whole thing between Blade and Chance, I was trying not to focus on it, but it was still in the back of my head that I had to be ready if something happened. But I went into the ring ready to go, ready to fight, ready to have a great match. And then KT Lynn had to come in and mess with my head. Because not only was I dealing with stuff mentally, while I was at ALS, I had actually pulled my quad.
So you were injured going into the match also?
I actually didn't get re-injured until I ran after Katie Lynn. Because
Gotcha.
it's just that tightness in my quad that I re-pulled it a little bit when I started running.
Gotcha.
It's it felt good during the match. I got through it. I wasn't worried about it. But freaking, she had to come in and distract me. Cameron gets the roll up, kick out, and hits me with her finisher.
Listen, there's no shame in losing, especially to someone at the status of Cameron Burnett. That match was a great match. I went back and watched it a couple times, actually. I really enjoyed you threw some new moves in there. So that was kind of cool and unique to see. Shows some evolution of your character and who you are. And I think it gives you something to build on. And with that, even with the antics, and even with the loss, I think you showed the integrity that is Mindy Grace when Dickie tried to hand that title to Cameron and you took it from him and you handed that belt to her yourself. That showed, the character of Mindy Grace and the person that I've known since you started training, that kind, sweet little young lady.
Didn't he also get hit by you, or was that by Cameron?
I hit him.
Oh, as expected.
I was like, you don't get to
he
hand
came
her
back
the
hot.
title.
He was like, I did not expect that.
No, when he came out, I was like, what the hell are you doing out here holding that title? It's like, he is not, oh gosh. He is not the best person to hand out titles.
Yeah, it's usually me. I had something going on, so I couldn't be in that spot. So, and that sucked, because Cameron, if people don't know, has worked for me for a long time. And this is the first time I've ever put a title on her.
Dang.
So it meant a lot to her.
Oh.
But she's earned that.
By you. I got trained by you, so it's like you're giving her the title.
She does help you out with training, like you said. So
she does. But
not as
so
much
what's
as
next
Cam.
for you, Mindy? What's on the agenda? What are you looking at? What are you wanted to head to? Are you looking to get back in that Sunflower title reign, or you're looking to try to get revenge on Seventh Seal? Which once we get to the main event, I guess you kind of did do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I think another title run is deserved, or not a title run. A title match is in the books because I got distracted, and with my mentality not being there, I feel like I need another shot just to prove that, hey, this person can't get the best of me. Let me show you who the real me is.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And then
it's a good pitch. And then we'll go from there.
yeah.
Maybe as the new Sunflower champion.
well,
Two time.
well, like I said, Josh and I were giving out things. For me, this was biggest surprise of the night. Not because I don't think Cameron deserves it, but because I thought that your run was going to be significantly longer. Given, you got Chance in your corner. His I guess positivity, I think, rubs off on a lot of people. That being with the fans and everybody, so that's why it was a surprise to me. But this is where I kind of want to bring in that question that was submitted to Mindy, and this comes from Jordan Castillo over at Calling All Sassholes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh boy.
She finds it very honorable of how you gracefully handed. She had to. I was like, that's good. As you gracefully handed over the Sunflower title, and that you worked so hard to gain that title, and to give it to Cameron Burnett. That alone still makes you a champion forever. What did that moment teach you about yourself, both as a competitor and as a person?
Oh man. As a competitor, like I always want to show sportsmanship. It's like you can't go through life just taking a loss so hard. It's like I knew what was going through my mind when I lost. And I think being able to take that belt away from Dickie and give it to Cameron, it really shows, or it felt like I felt like I really needed to show her that she earned her title and that it was very well executed the way that she took the chance on it.
Nice.
I was sad.
I like that.
I was sad, but I'm not going to let it get the best of me.
And I think in life in general, it's like peaks and valleys. So you get knocked on your ass, and it's about the people who can get up. Sometimes, it takes a little longer to get back to your feet, but if you keep fighting, we all get back to our feet. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, you took a loss, but you took that loss with pride. You handed that title over like a champion. And I'm sure at some point, Cameron will be willing to give you that rematch.
I'll take it. But I definitely go through life with like my horses. I fall off, I wipe the dust off, and I get right back on.
You do the opposite of what Billy did.
He just fell off and was like, "No, I'm done."
He got bucked off and said, "Bye." Oh, but no, I had to give Jordan her flowers for that.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I was like, I would have never been able to come up with that. Only because I also didn't get to see what had actually went down. I saw Dickie's face after it came back after getting punched. But, let's be honest. Like, that's expected.
Right.
So shout out, Jordan. Thanks for sending that in. And like I've said before to everybody else that listens to this, if you want a question asked, submit it. I'll ask it, whether it be to Billy or to our guest. But I did tell her.
Don't ask me no questions. I don't like answering.
No.
Okay. He loves talking.
He goes on a rant.
But no, I told her who was going to be on, and I found out Monday, and I kind of cut her short, and I was like, oh, crap, because I almost forgot. So, but I did promise her that I would let her know who was going to be on. That way she could ask some questions.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Good job, Jordan.
Why don't we get into the cherry on the cupcake for me? I think that for match of the evening for me was this. This got Josh's finish of the evening, I do believe. I gave it match of the evening. The emotion that leading up to this match, the scrutiny leading up to this match. Everything that happened from, I would say this started in November after Mindy won her title at No Way Out?
I think so.
Or Nowhere to Run? Is that right?
Was it November or December?
Yeah, Nowhere to Run was in November, and that's when you won your title. I'm pretty sure. November 16th-ish, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was at Nowhere to Run because you guys fought. You wrestled for your title match without a cage, and then right after that is when the cage went up.
Right.
And I think that's when Chance first got attacked by Blade. Well, no, actually, that's not true. That you got attacked at Red Kettle Rumble.
Yeah.
As his tag team partner. And then it just went on from there. I think your guys' first match was actually at Nowhere to Run.
Correct.
Okay. So I think that's why this deserved match of the evening, just because of what was involved and the energy in the air.
Yeah.
Storytelling was great.
That the credit goes to Chance. Like when I come to him and I said, this is what I'd like to do. He was all on board. And most people don't know, but as an in-ring competitor, this is my last year. So April to April will be the last one. So Legacy next year will be the last time that I should be competing in a wrestling ring. So I'm wrestling the people that really always have been there. My kids getting opportunities to do stuff that I absolutely love and enjoy and pass on this torch. And I got to wrestle Ray, and that match was a lot of fun. And then my next one was Chance, and what a lot of people don't know is Chance has been, since Chance walked into my training facility, he hasn't walked out. Like, that dude is, there for everything I do. He's got my back on, and that to me means more than fucking $1 million is loyalty and stuff. So Chance bust his ass, and it gave me an opportunity to get into the ring with one of my kids. And I'm old. Like, we've been working on this storyline for a while, and the crowd was super invested in it, and it took a lot for me to put that match as the main event. Multiple people telling me it needed to be it. But I don't want to be one of those promoters and workers that are like, oh, it's all about me, because it's not. It's about my kids and about my kids and about my their future. So Wrestling Chance was one of the funnest matches I've had in a long time.
He could have told me that it was the main event after, or like well before I was calling it not the main event. I mean, he let me go a whole show, a whole podcast episode, and then he drops it at the end of that episode. So thank you.
Well, and like I said, I wasn't going to put it on the main event. We were going to open.
But you knew before the episode.
I mean, yeah, but, but
dick.
we told a good story, and let's get into the match. Like,
first, let's give the flowers to the photographer, because that photographer killed these photos.
Oh,
like these
he
photos.
helped us tell that story.
Yes.
Mason helped us with his photography throughout the whole, from when we started the feud. Mason helped us tell that story. That picture of Chance covered in blood.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
the one where he's covered in blood and you see the determination in his face. That picture told so much about the whole feud.
That, and then the one picture of him and his El Diablo Blanco makeup. Like, geez.
And then at this show, the one that he got the shot of him down the ladder.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome. Like, that was
a really good one.
Like, I was impressed. So, I mean, those that don't actually watch HCW or haven't ever seen it, like, they can go in and find out, like, just by looking at these pictures, there was so much at stake in this match.
There was definitely a lot. Good match. Some crazy bumps. There was a back body drop through a ladder. There was a sunset flip power bomb through a table. And then the finish of the match, Chance Kerrigan, El Diablo Blanco, paid homage to the Sandman and set a chair in the ring and sprung off the top of it and hit Blade with the blockbuster through two tables, and was able to get to his feet and still remain undefeated and still the independent champion. And it was an honor and a privilege to get to wrestle that man.
This match could have gotten match of the evening and finish of the evening, but I think that it's fair to spread that out.
I don't disagree.
But this was match of the evening. I think the reason why I gave it that was just the feeling that, I mean, there was feeling in the air, whether or not you were involved in the actual wrestling part of things, but like every fan that was there, like, felt they had something at stake. And that's why I think that it got match of the evening for me.
Get it. And, walk back through the curtain to the wrestlers.
Everybody heard that. Everybody heard those cheers.
But, walk through the back and to get an ovation from my peers meant a lot. But I was super proud of Chance, and like I said, I can't thank him enough for a fantastic storyline and fantastic finish to something I really, really enjoyed.
Let's not forget the 12 bottles of water you got too when you got back there.
Oh yeah, we needed like 700 of them. I think when the because I got a broken hand, and then just a bone. It's fucking small bone. It ain't a big deal. And then we were both pretty banged up, bruise wise and stuff. But
Chance was wearing elbow pads, and his elbow still got bruised.
yeah. I think I might still be bruised up. But I tell you what, that match was very fun. One that I probably won't ever forget.
It was fun to hear. Like, I think, I mean, when I'm back there, it's hard to be able to see every angle, so I didn't get to appreciate all of it. But which I did go back and watch most of it. But I think that it was cool to hear what I think. Hearing half of what was going on was probably better for some people that can't watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, you had some like not this match particularly, but the scares. T2G's that first match, dude, that scared the shit out of me. I wasn't even out there. I was like, oh shit! Like, I don't know if anybody else saw that, but
when Jose Gerardo did the flip over the top and caught and landed, like we thought he was hurt. That was match 1. And immediately we were like, oh my God, fuck, this is not the way to start the night.
And then the ending to the main event, I think, was just, like I said, the cherry on the cake. I mean, that was like, couldn't have done that any better. So bravo.
And that's a testament and a credit to my team. Like, I can't do what we do without the team I got. And that's from start to finish. We start them shows at 10 a.m. and we're not done until usually 11 or later. And my team's got my back. They help me with everything. They help us get set up. They get through things. Like, I would put my team against almost anybody's team and say we'd still come out on top.
So without your numbers, like I know you say you always want your numbers to get bigger. We're done with Legacy 2. What's your, I guess, for Legacy 3, what's your biggest goal?
Without talking numbers.
Just, I mean, like I've said before, every single show that we've had, I always like, how are you going to top this, right? And you end up doing it every single time. Whether that be from the people you have on the card, the match styles that you have, or the lineup of which you have them.
I think that with Legacy 2, I rushed the ladder match. I kind of rushed putting that match together, which didn't give them an opportunity to tell the story that they could have told with that. So I'd like to get better at that. And with Legacy 3, you know, bigger and better and brighter, you know.
Like some pyrotechnics. You want some flares going? What? No bullhorns.
I don't.
Getting
definitely
TVs.
no bullhorns.
TVs.
Yeah.
Screens.
So we're really looking at trying to get screens so we can do entrance videos. So I want 2 75-inch TVs to go on each side of the curtain. For entrance videos.
You're gonna have to tell Drake to slow down on the water bottle throws.
Yeah. And then so that's a big step for us. And then just putting out good products that people want to watch, like grow our social media presence where like we always want to monetize anything we try to get. You know, we're trying to build from the ground up, and it hasn't been the easiest. It's professional wrestling, so you know, sometimes are really good, sometimes are really bad. Professional wrestling's on such an upswing right now that it's fun to be on the ride with. So the goals for next year through Legacy 3 is keep pushing and promoting, grow Wichita a little more, grow Salina as a following, and then combine the two for Legacy 3 to have a fucking banger.
That'd be cool.
Any big names you'd like to have on that card that you haven't had yet, maybe? Or maybe that we've had on a card but haven't seen it at a Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
Kuda?
And here's why it's hard. Because I can't go back and look at Legacy and go, man, if I would have had this person in this spot.
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
good.
saying like you had Camaro Jackson and King Carter. You had Mindy Grace versus Cameron Burnett. Like the names not only spoke volumes, but the way you had them lined out, I thought spoke just a little bit more. Like there's no reason that shouldn't have been the co-main event.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's just.
I mean, it was a big spot, and the girls went out there and killed it.
Yeah,
like
the only girls match that I'm not shooting any shade towards Mindy or Cameron. I still think one of the best matches, not only the ladder match that you had between the women to actually hand down the Sunflower title was the greatest match for women so far, but that last woman standing match with Cameron and with Mindy was just it was both comical.
Stormy.
It was both action.
It was Stormy, yeah,
and it was
you said Mindy.
Stormy, but it was both comical. It was both action packed and it was unpredictable. Like that's what I mean. But like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to do like differently? Like any special matches you haven't done yet that you want to add to something?
I don't know. Legacy so far now we've had a cage match, a ladder match, a last man standing match.
Yeah, you haven't done a cage match at Legacy yet though. Oof.
I mean, that's true.
That was at Nowhere to Run.
That's true. So
big things could happen. That's what I'm trying to get.
There's a lot of potential and a lot of growth. And who knows who else comes in the fold? Like I've talked to a few other new people wanting to make their way into HCW, and who knows when they might show up. And
any possible females?
A few females. I know everyone's talking about Lilith Grimm when she's coming back. A young lady by the name of C-Rex has reached out, and she will be making her HCW debut at some point. And then, of course, you got Mindy, and everybody knows that Logan Knight's taking a while off because he's having a baby. What does that leave for Stormy Renee? Does she put herself back into that Sunflower title picture? Mm-hmm. Like, what does she do? So we figure out and go from there.
It's going to be exciting no matter what you do, I think. I think that Legacy was amazing, but I think every show you put on is just that much better, no matter where you're at in your lineup. So I think I'm just going to stop saying, how do you make it bigger? Because it's never going to pan out well. It's like, oh, well, we did it this time too, so...
So I think with Stormy, she kind of falls under Heidi. Like she's doing all the intergender matches and all that. But I think she should start going for those men's titles as well.
So maybe your future husband's title?
Whoa.
I mean, they've already fought for it. So
that is true.
Leavenworth.
Good point.
And then you had one against Kargar, is that right, in Leavenworth?
Yes.
So matches upon matches could be made here.
Listen, I don't discriminate. If the girls have an issue with the dude or the dude has an issue with the girl and they need to get in that ring, more power to them.
I still want to know how that date went with Kargar. I mean, we haven't heard shit yet.
I think Stormy threw that one under the bus.
Yeah, she did.
What a sham.
But
I wouldn't mind getting in the ring with Drake.
Ooh. Drake Gallows?
I think that'd be fun.
Like we were talking with Jackie and Jay, and I had brought up I think that only because I thought that their chemistry looked really well was Cameron Burnett and Camaro Jackson as a tag team.
Oh yeah.
But man, like I couldn't imagine Remington Roar and Heidi as a tag team. That's just like
that'd be good.
The way that she beat the shit out of Kit, and like, I mean, like that was like watching Remington Roar, but with like I guess sibling feud. Like I couldn't imagine what it would be if she really hated the dude.
Right?
Like just, I'm just
didn't
saying.
like him.
Yeah.
I got you. But that was Legacy. Legacy was a fantastic show. And now we move forward. We move forward to June 14th. And then the very next weekend, we make our homecoming for Salina, Kansas.
On the
and
art, so
we
there it is,
are
ladies and gentlemen.
excited for that one too. But
Like I said, I'm a slacker.
first River City, June 14th, and we're ready to rock and roll.
In the second River City?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's River City 2. I mean, man, it's time flies by. I
It
can't
really
believe
does.
it was 2023. That's wild.
But
no, like you said, June 14th is River City, and then right after that, you have another one the following week in Salina. The homecoming show for June 21st. First is homecoming, but you also have a wrestling event going, or a wrestling event going on at a naval base. Is that right?
no, so it's not a wrestling event. We actually got invited back to McConnacon. So at McConnell Air Force Base, they're in Wichita. They do a Comic-Con for the military. We got to do there last year, and we're going to be back this year, which makes me happy because if I can give back to the military for everything they do, I'll do it every time. So we're going to show up in costumes and have a good time at the Comic-Con, and then there is talks about us trying to set up a show for the military by themselves, and I am so excited to try to make that happen because, like I said, if I can give back to our military who protects our freedoms every day, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
That's awesome. But also this next, is it River City that I read that they're doing the raffle is going to be something special, right?
It is. So there's a couple things at River City that's going to be super unique. So the VIP match for River City will be a gender reveal match between gorgeous Gavin Bush and Colton Kinnaman to reveal the gender of Logan Knight's new baby. And I'm so excited for that. And then to top that off, we are going to do a raffle for opportunities to win wrestlers merchandise and stuff. And this raffle will be done by donations of either money to buy diapers or bring diapers itself. That will get you a raffle ticket. We're trying to send Logan and his beautiful fiance home that night with a whole carload of diapers to help get them started for this transition, because you have kids, you know that that's such a huge expense. And if we can send our people out with a little step in the right direction, I'm so excited to be able to do that.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't speaking out of key there.
Nope,
so I was
not
like,
at all.
I think there's something special.
There is. There sure is. And I'm excited for it. It'll be a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to bring hard-hitting, fun action to Wichita, Kansas. And that is Heartland Championship Wrestling.
Well, I can't wait for that next show. Mindy, is there anything else you kind of wanted to touch base on, whether that be to your fans or to Heartland Championship fans or to, I guess, women in general for wrestling? So, like I asked I asked Stormy in our episode, what's one thing that you would pass on to girls, I guess, coming up in wrestling? All right. And I used you as an example, like you probably learned something from her that she could have passed on to you. And I think hers was make friends quickly. And I guess just respect every type of, I guess, point of view from, like, if somebody comes at you with like a tip or maybe something you should try, just take that as a compliment and kind of use that as a respect factor. But what's one thing that you would leave to somebody wanting to become a professional wrestler? Girl, a female, what would you want to say to that? Sorry.
I actually have a couple of female airmen who have been saying, oh, you should take us to a wrestling practice sometime. And I'm like, freaking message me. Every Wednesday we have practice and I'll take you. No problem. But I tell them, like, if you want to start something new, do it. Because when you set your mind to something, you can do anything. And that's something my dad has always told me. And be persistent. Because I would not be in the military today if I had not been persistent with taking my ASVAB and getting the score I needed to be able to join. So keep your head up. Go for whatever you want to do. And keep an open mind about it.
I think that's a good way to I guess end this episode with another cherry on top. How's that?
Definitely cherry on top. Mindy, we've appreciated your time. This is a little later than we're used to running, but you stuck around. You've been a champ. Love the fact that I finally got you on. Sorry it's taken so long.
Yeah.
But
that's all right.
She was the first one we told about the podcast, I think.
You, young lady, have officially been chopped with Bumpin' Chops. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
The world of pro wrestling with a weak will show from the top row to the depth